as his riff with the Packers organization continues. So, Aaron, with all this uncertainty of the reports that you want out of Green Bay and with everything that's going on, why so quiet this offseason?
Sometimes the loudest person in the room is not the smartest person. Sometimes the loudest person in the room is not the person who has all the facts on their side or the truth on their side. Sometimes there's a lot of wisdom in silence. Sometimes there's a lot of wisdom in being selective on what you say.
There's a lot of wisdom in silence. Let's bring in our guys, Damian Woody, Jeff Darlington, already laughing, and Rob pondering what Rodgers just said there. So, Rob, you're pondering it. What do you make of how Aaron Rodgers is handling this situation?
Once you start talking about like wisdom and the quiet guy is the smartest guy. You start to lose me because I don't know. Okay, so who's the smartest guy? Is Aaron the smartest guy because he's not saying much? Is the team the not wise one because they came out and they said some things? So for me, I just don't know where to take it. I mean, I understand Aaron Rodgers has been quiet. I mean, he has been definitely quiet about the whole situation. He hasn't come out and said exactly the reasoning why he is not coming back to the team. And
there is wisdom in silence. And can America's team be overexposed? We'll tell you how Hard Knocks will impact Dak and the Cowboys. That and more as we get up right now. And thank you so much for joining us on a Friday. I'm Ryan Smith, in for Mike Greenberg. So great to have you here. Got a lot to get to this morning, not just the NBA, but a lot of NFL talk. And we've got our entire team here with us. Everybody in the house, Rob Ninkovich, Damian Woody, Jeff Darlington, ready and raring to go. But first, we start with the NBA Finals, the game of the night. Game 2, Phoenix, Milwaukee, taking on each other. This is a big one, too. And look at Devin Booker walking in with the white suit, taking on Giannis and the Bucks. Now, under a minute to play in the second quarter. Suns lead by 8. Watch this. This is parents. If your kids are up, tell them to watch this because this is teamwork. Passing the ball around over 10 times. Booker right there. Now going to pass it over to Crowder. Back to Crowder. Over to Bridges, under to Ayton, lays it in with the foul. That is teamwork. Terrific ball movement. Ayton finishing for the bucket and foul. Suns lead 56-45 at halftime. Third quarter, Giannis starts to find his groove. Had 20 points in the third quarter. That's the most points in a finals quarter in the last 25 seasons, beating out LeBron and Kobe, who both had 19. Giannis trying to keep Milwaukee in it. Bucks trailing by 10, heading into the fourth. Fourth quarter now. Suns up by 10. Paul feeds Booker, top of the key, the 3. Booker was on fire in this one. Finished with 31 points, 21 in the second half alone. Suns up by 13. Under 5 minutes to go, Suns lead by 6, trying to put it away. Booker with the miss. Watch Ayton. Offensive rebound over to Paul for the wide open 3. Fans pumped. Suns winners, 118-108. Giannis had a big game, but it wasn't enough. And here's Devin Booker on the gratitude he feels.
I said before the series, I'm excited. I'm excited, honestly, every day I wake up and get a chance to play, in the NBA, the league that I've been watching since a kid. So, I try to not lose sight of that. Fortunate, both of us are grateful to be in this situation, and, we definitely don't want to take it for granted. So, it's an everyday thing for us.
Booker's excitement really showing up on the floor in this postseason. Booker is up to 490 points in this year's playoffs. That's the third most in a player's first career NBA postseason. Only Hall of Famers Rick Barry and Julius Erving have more, but not by much, as Devin will most likely pass them both before this series is over. Let's bring in our NBA guys, Tim Legler, Kendrick Perkins. And guys, what a game it was. Perk, I'll start with you. What was your biggest takeaway from this game?
Well, Ryan, let's not overcomplicate this and make this simple, okay? The Milwaukee Bucks has the dumbest team in finals history, and the Phoenix Suns have the youngest team with the highest IQ in NBA history. I want y'all to take a listen to these clips. It starts with the leaders, the head coaches. Listen to this.
Play fast, play random, play together, play in great space. Let's go play some basketball, have some fun.
Here's the deal. One, we're getting back in transition. You don't have Giannis find a man and be a guard. Two, look at me. You set a high level for yourself. That's why you're down. That's great. Now go reach that level, okay? And you can reach it with force. Doesn't have to be stats all the time.
I mean, well, damn. Look at these clips right here. 10 million viewers, 20,000 fans knew that Giannis was going to take this charge. Chris Middleton pulls up in transition with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Look at this. Covington, just a crazy pass. This is dumb, random, play freely, have fun basketball. This is the NBA Finals. Devin Booker had been hot, right? Look, in a crucial moment, right here, the Suns, this young core, running their sets, having patience, finding the mismatches, getting guys open. Look, right here, CP3, finding Devin Booker. This was a stagger screen ran by DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker on CP3. DeAndre Ayton rolled to the basket, took Drew Holiday with him, which sets up Devin Booker on the second screen to get a wide open three-point shot. These are guys on this Phoenix Suns team that have zero playoff experience. When I say this is their first time, this is their first go around in the playoffs, and they're outplaying the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks play the most disturbing basketball in finals history. It's disturbing to see.
Disturbing. I love that term. Legs, I'll come to you because it just really seems like the Suns are doing everything right. So for you, what went wrong for the Bucks?
Listen, they played harder. I'll give them that. But here's the deal. You've got to pay more attention to detail if you're the Milwaukee Bucks. And for me, when we talk about those 50-50 balls, it seems like through two games, that's really talking about long rebounds, deflections, things like that. Every single one of those is going to the Phoenix Suns. They are just so dialed in right now and being in the right place at the right time. And they're punishing the Bucks when they do come up with those balls. There was a number of plays last night where the Bucks should have had a defensive rebound, and instead guys are leaking out. The ball ends up near the foul line, coming off the rim. The Suns run it down, move it around, and somebody ends up with a wide open shot. So that's the first thing that stood out to me. The second thing, you obviously cannot get beat by 33 points in the three-point differential and expect to have a chance in any game, really, much less an NBA Finals game. So the Bucks last night, I like the fact that they changed up their strategy. They pursued Chris Paul a little bit more. They fought over more screens. They weren't switching everything. But right now, the Phoenix Suns' chemistry offensively and the way that they're playing for the next guy, it's just too much for the Bucks to deal with. They cannot catch up to the basketball, and the Phoenix Suns role players can stay in their lane because they know that the ball's going to come their way. Those guys don't have to go track down shots because they trust that when it's their turn, the ball is going to come to them. It's really been a beautiful thing to watch, and it's had the Milwaukee Bucks confused the entire time. And then the last point, Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday just have to be better offensively. At some point, all three of their best players have to play well in the same night to give them a chance. Holiday and Middleton have combined for 165 minutes in this series, 5 free throws total, all by Drew Holiday. Chris Middleton has not been to the free throw line one time in 2 games as their second best player. Can't happen. So obviously, Budenholzer is going to try to find a way to get those guys going. But right now, you're just watching a special brand of basketball by the Phoenix Suns. They're a better team, and through 2 games, they've proven it in a variety of ways, and now they've got a commanding lead.
And that sequence towards the end of the second, that ball movement, that passing it 10 times to each other, it just shows you how they play as a team. Just so phenomenal to see. So, Perk, based on what Legs is saying, just how Phoenix is playing right now, what you're seeing, is there a chance that we could see a sweep here?
No, look, Ron, I'm not going to take it that far. I done been through the trenches. I done been to multiple finals. I done played meaningful minutes in the finals, and I know how it go. The Phoenix Suns have home court advantage, right? Role players play better at home. We saw Mikal Bridges have a career night in the finals last night, for himself. We saw Jay Crowder knock down timely shots. The role players for the Milwaukee Bucks, P.J. Tucker, Bobby Portis, Brooke Lopez, those guys will play better at home. I'm thinking Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday will finally show up to the finals and give Giannis some help out there. So I think the Milwaukee Bucks will feel more comfortable at home. They will play better at home. I'm not going to call this a sweep, but I do have the Bucks in 6.
All right, guys, great job. You know what? We're going to talk a lot more about this game because there's a lot to unpack from this one. Legs, Perk, great to talk to you. But now let's get to some football because I'll tell you what, Aaron Rodgers, we're less than 3 weeks away from